divided. She is desperate because she's dealing with deficiency, and she's dealing with deficiency because of the conditions that I pointed out. Husband dead, huh? Holdings depleted, household divided. But in spite of what she's going through, I've got to give her credit. In spite of what's going on, in spite of what's happening, watch this, she cries out to Elisha in the first verse of our text. And in her cries, she makes known to him what's actually going on in her life. Now, I give her credit because no matter how bad things got, she still found a way to cry out. She still found a way to make it known to the man of God what was going on in her life. And I admonish somebody today to listen, cry out, cry long and cry loud. Whenever things are going wrong in your life, you need to make it known to somebody. There has to be somebody you've got confidence in. There has to be somebody you can trust. There has to be somebody you can have confidence in to go to them and say, hey, listen, this is what's happening. A, B, C, and D. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what's happening because God has somebody around you or near you, or he can bring somebody into your life that you've never seen before. Somebody that you don't even know that can have an answer or a word for your situation. She gets the courage. She summons the strength to cry out to Elisha for help. And brothers and sisters, the assignment that's on Elisha's life is the same assignment that I have today. His assignment is to remind this woman in the text that even though you have a little, you still have enough for God to use. Huh? You still have enough. And I've come today to tell somebody, I'm speaking to somebody now. I'm talking to somebody now. Somebody under the sound of my voice, your back is against the wall. Somebody that I'm talking to right now, you got more month left at the end of the money. Somebody's looking at me now. You are facing insurmountable odds. You need a miracle like yesterday. Somebody who's looking at me now. You can't go left or right. You can't go up or down. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're climbing up the proverbial rough side of the mountain. But I came today all the way from Philadelphia, PA, to let you know that what you have is enough. Huh? What you have is enough. That ought to be good news. That's shouting news right there. For somebody, that's good news. What you have is enough. Listen. God can take the little bit of faith that you have and turn it into something. God can take the little bit of hope. God can take that little bit of money, but you got to put it in his hands. Tell somebody, put it in his hands. Put it in his hands. Put it in. I came to tell somebody that today because Satan been talking to somebody and he wants you to think that you are washed up. You are finished. You are done. He wants to make you think that you need to compromise your principles. You need to be something that he didn't call you to be, and to lower your standards, and to be something that he didn't ordain you to be. But I came today to let the devil know that, devil, you are a liar. God has his hands on God's people, and God's people will rise above everything that you're trying to throw at them. I came to tell somebody today that if you have a little bit that God gave you, if you put it in his hands, you have all that you need. Tell somebody, I have everything I need. I have everything I need. You got to put it in his hands. You got to put it in his hands. Listen, you remember, don't you, the lad with the lunch? The lad with the lunch that the disciples discovered in the crowd that was in a desert place following Jesus, and they had been following Jesus all day long, listening